The end of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, the final story mission and everything we're going to be getting in Season 5. Yes, the end is finally here. I know it basically ended in Season 1 because that was pretty much the only substantial update, and ever since then, it's just completely drizzled off the face of the earth. But I'm glad we have Black Ops 6 Zombies on the horizon. Treyarch have so much to learn from this game. I know they didn't get to give it their all in the post-launch, and they stepped off very, very early on to focus on Black Ops 6, but nevertheless, I think there's been so many things that have been done wrong with this game, aside from the fact that it has not been supported well at all. But regardless of that fact, I do think it's important to pay attention to the conclusion for the storyline, so I'd recommend, even if you don't want to jump into the final story mission and play it for yourself, to at least keep up with videos online to understand what's going on, because it's probably important to understanding both the past Black Ops 6 Zombies and the future COD 2025, which I assume will probably be taking place after the events of Modern Warfare Zombies, since it's rumored to be a Black Ops 2 sequel. Nevertheless, just like all of the previous seasons for Modern Warfare Zombies, this update is going to be in the mid-season, not even at the start once again, but that shouldn't come as a shock to any of you. Now, Season 5 is going to be releasing next week on the 24th of July, so we're going to have to wait 4 more weeks from then for the Reloaded update, which will be on the 21st of August. So we still have a while to go, and I'm really excited because that will give us some stuff to look forward to for Black Ops 6 as well, because like I said, I do think it's going to be very important for that game, and it'll be just a week before Call of Duty next when we're going to see Black Ops 6 Zombies gameplay and learn lots of details about that, so I'm guessing it's going to tie directly in, and we'll also be getting the final Liberty Falls radio from Miller, again giving us more information about that map, and being able to play the Black Ops 6 multiplayer beta. But let's go over what we're going to be seeing in Season 5 Reloaded itself for Zombies. Of course, we're going to be seeing a new Dark Ether section, which is going to be Al Mazrah City, again, just reusing locales, but this Dark Ether is going to be different. It says in the blog, the end is here, descend into the Dark Ether to disrupt and sever the link between Dr. Jansen and the Entity, experience a gravity-defying Dark Ether arena featuring Ethereum launch pads and an all-new boss. So of course, in the last story mission, Ava was tempted by the Entity, her mirrored version of herself in the Dark Ether, and in this story mission, it seems that she will be further tempted and rejoin with the Entity, and we're going to then fight the Entity as a boss fight. Now, the Entity's actually been found in the files of the game, and it's ginormous, so we're going to fight this. I hope it's a really cool boss to at least end Modern Warfare Zombies on a solid note, and hopefully it's not too underwhelming. It seems like it's going to be even bigger than the Forsaken, but this will be a combination of both Ava and the Entity. I wonder if we're going to be successful in defeating the Entity, but the Entity will of course take advantage of Ava's frustrations for being lied to about her birth parents and Ravenov from the last story mission, and we do see within the roadmap that Ava is looking out of the blinds of a window in the CIA black site, and considering this is probably from the cutscene after the season ends, this means I'm guessing she will still be alive at the end, unless there is some sort of intro cutscene for this season. But assuming that this is a screenshot from the ending cutscene, then surely she manages to survive. Maybe we kill the Entity and her bond with the Dark Ether closes, and then we get a cutscene with Ava, and I really think Richtofen and or his son is going to make a surprise appearance at the end, which is going to leave us on a big cliffhanger for this game. I've gone more in depth in prior videos speculating he could even be the President of the United States himself, or maybe his son could be if he was successful in rescuing him in Black Ops 6 Zombies. There's a lot of seemingly teasers that Richtofen's been controlling things from behind the scenes, so I think that would be a good way to actually conclude the story. Maybe we fight Ava and the Entity recombined. Ava then splits off from the Entity, going back to her normal self. We manage to successfully rescue her. Maybe when she is the Entity, she actually kills Ravenov due to the anger, because it has been foreshadowed so much that he's going to die. And then we jump to a cutscene, which is kind of like a bit of time has passed afterwards, and we might then see Ava in a safe house of some kind, and then Richtofen walks in to give her a message or something like that, and then that leaves us on a big cliffhanger. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting from this, and maybe that is why Ava is peering through the window. Maybe she's rescued by Deadbolt, and then she hears that the President wants to talk to her, or the leader of Deadbolt, or the leader of the CIA wants to talk to her, to tell her even more the truth about her origin, or something along those lines. But the thing is, if Ava doesn't die in this season, if she combines with the Entity, and and we successfully defeat the entity, it kind of seems underwhelming. I wonder if maybe they separate again and then it's left on a cliffhanger and the entity can even be a big bad for a future game. But that would be maybe too much of a game of cat and mouse, because we've already seen the entity in the last season, we're then fighting it again. If it's then left on yet another cliffhanger for a future game, it would start to get tedious. I could be way off base here with this prediction, but that's what I'm feeling. Let me know your thoughts on how you think the story is going to end in the comments below. Like I said, I could be completely off. So Operation Deadbolt must face the ultimate challenge in confronting the entity in a terrifying new section of the Dark Ether. Use Ethereum launch pads to soar through the environment and keep away from the dangerous hordes of the undead lurking on the ground. Prepare to abandon all hope as you make your way towards the climactic conclusion and the final boss. So this confirms that the story is going to end on some sort of big climax, which, like I said, I really think Richtofen's about to make an appearance, or his son. I know it is so similar from the ending of Cold War Zombies, but that's just really the vibe I'm getting here, because you have to understand somehow this has to tie in with the overarching story that's being told here, and surely it has to be that Richtofen has been in the background, because there's 2 Ethereum vials missing from the canisters, and I've speculated in prior videos that Ravenel took one of them to allow him to live longer and extend his life whilst the others sacrificed themselves, and he watched over Ava this entire time. And I think maybe Richtofen took the other vial that was missing. Now, I also do think that the Requiem heads that are deceased here are going to somehow come back. I don't think this is the end of them. I've already made videos talking about this as well. I'll leave a link to all of those prior videos in the description. Now, not speaking storyline wise, but regarding this new Dark Ether section, it's going to be a bit different to the other ones because it's going to have anti-grav, so we're going to be able to jump about, and there's going to be launch pads, so you're going to probably jump between all of these different islands where the ground has fractured, which I'm definitely really looking forward to. And is there also going to be anti-gravity, so kind of like the anti-grav room under Eisendrache and Revelations? Are you going to be able to hop about? That would be a cool atmosphere, I guess, similar to on Moon as well. Now, it says survive the narrative-driven final story mission to unlock the conclusion cinematic and secure the first piece needed to access the new Dark Ether Rift. So yeah, this is the final one. There is no story mission in Season 6. I don't know if zombies will even receive anything in Season 6. There will be a Season 6, but most likely it's just going to be a Halloween haunting themed update. Of course, that season will probably be quite short to conclude in time for Black Ops 6. There's also going to be a new Easter egg to unlock the Dark Ether Rift after you have completed the story mission, and essentially we're just going to have to collect items from the previous Dark Ether Rifts that we've faced in the past seasons, which are going to be Ava's diary, a drum, the giraffe toy, and the Mr. Peaks bunny rabbit. It does seem like in the story mission as well there's going to be large Dark Ether crystals that are red. People are saying maybe this has something to do with connecting the Chaos storyline canon that was reintroduced into the storyline in Vanguard Zombies since Alistair Rhodes exists in this new Dark Ether timeline, and maybe they're going to retcon Prima Materia to be like Primordial Ethereum. I don't know if I believe so much as that, but there's definitely a connection that may be made, or at least you can infer that, even if it's never explicitly stated. So Call of Duty say stay alert for clues and work with the community to discover the path towards a lucrative and lethal Season 5 Reloaded Dark Ether Rift. The perilous challenges offer players a fresh way to experience the Dark Ether and awards the opportunity to earn powerful rewards, including permanent unlocks. Now, there's going to be 3 new schematics, which are a Disciple Bowl, a Grenade Bandolier, and a Stash Increase. And you can unlock these for grinding out the different contracts in the new Dark Ether Rift. So one is a Disciple Bottle, which will allow you to spawn a friendly disciple to wreak havoc against your foes. I guess this will be quite useful, but honestly, who's going to be playing this game after this final story mission? Which is why I feel like Modern Warfare Zombies has been redundant the entire time, because you basically spend all this time grinding out all of these schematics, which you can't even load it all into a game because the stash is so limited, and I'll come on to the increase in a second. So it just makes everything feel pointless. You also have a Grenade Bandolier, replenish your lethal and tactical equipment over time, allowing you to regularly bombard enemies. Again, nothing too crazy. Finally, the most important one is the Stash Increase, which allows you to increase your size to 30, get looting. So it's going to be an increased size of 10. Now, it's unclear from the blog whether this is going to be a one-time thing, you activate this schematic and you have permanently now a 30 stash, or whether it's going to be like all of the other ones where it's going to be on a cooldown, so you activate it and then you have a stash of 30 for a limited amount of time, or just the next game, or just the current game you activate it in. It's not stated at all specifically in the blog how it's going to work, but to this I say too little too late. The stash should have been 30 when the game launched. When people were critiquing the game for the stash being so limited, they should have increased it straight away. It took them a while to increase it to 20, way too long than it should have, and now they've finally increased it to 30, but for some reason they've made it a schematic. No, it should just be a default part of the game, especially because we don't know how it's going to work yet, whether it's going to be a one-time activation or not. Nevertheless, this was a massive mistake that Treyarch made with this game, them. They didn't listen to the feedback here at all, and it doomed the game from the start. I know they were planning to, of course, discontinue support pretty early on, so maybe that's why they just didn't support it well. However, that's really no excuse. I really think they should have preemptively increased the stats very soon after release, especially when they were getting so much criticism about it. And honestly, I think even 30 is too small. I think it should just be 50. I really think just make us as overpowered as possible. You've got all of these schematics. Let us be able to use all of them. It's just annoying having to choose. I really don't like the way that Modern Warfare Zombies functions, the extraction shooter element of it, and it's why I preferred the original Outbreak. The Deadpool crossover was false, by the way. It's a WWE crossover for Season 5. We kind of got duped there, but honestly, I don't really care at all about Season 5 and this WWE crossover. Deadpool would have been so much cooler in my opinion, and I don't think this crossover makes as much sense. But with that being said, that's everything we know about the Season 5 Reloaded update, for Zombies at least. But with that all out of the way, thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're not here for the latest and greatest Call of Duty news and information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye.